that struggling for this little hose. So on my 1.6 liter Miata engine, I was just about to label the spark plug wires, but then I realized mine are already labeled. So we got, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that is front to back 1 through 4. So I'm good on that. So I'm just going to move to the next step. So to take the valve cover bolts off, you want to take them off in this order, starting with 1, then you go to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, jump back in the middle for 7, and then go 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 10mm bolts, and start zinging them off. As you saw, I skipped over number 7 in my excitement to work on my Miata. So let's hope my Miata doesn't leak oil when I'm done replacing the valve cover gasket. Next, break these two 12mm bolts loose with a ratchet first. If they're too tight, then use your little impact to take them out. And it might be different on the 1.8, I'm not sure. This is on the 1.6 though. Next you want to take the valve cover off, and mine was pretty suctioned down. It's been on there for a while. Car is almost like 180,000 miles on it. So I just took a little flathead and I stuck it in a gap here. And just be careful when prying it, because the surface is aluminum and you don't want to scratch up the surface your new valve cover is going to be on. So you want to prevent any leaks. There goes that car that it's gonna be in the graveyard soon. So yeah, just grab this here and work it on off and get it off of there. So while I got the valve cover off, I'll check the time belt, and it's got good play, not too loose, not too tight. And look at the ribs underneath there. They're not worn out or cracked or anything. So that's pretty good. And then I'll move on next to cleaning off the old gasket adhesive on there's 6 sections here. You want to scrape it off, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hit the back. There's 2 more, 5 and 6. And we'll scrape that off with I've got a Visa gift card here. It has like 7 cents on it, so not too worried about it. Probably make 7 cents on this video if I play my cards right, and a few people watch it. So yeah, that's the life of a struggling YouTuber. Now that you have your valve cover out of the car on a piece of cardboard or your bench or whatever, take off the old gasket and just go around in the space where the gasket goes all the way around, and clean it out. I'm gonna grab a toothbrush. I saw someone grab a toothpick in not toothpick, a Q-tip in another video, and spray some brake clean in there or whatever similar spray you got in there, and just clean all that out. And also in these spaces too. So now I'm just finishing up with my toothbrush, cleaning all the grooves where the valve cover gas will go. Hit my grooves with the spray 9. A little product placement going on right there. Not sponsored by them, of course. And once I finish this up, take the hose and just wash off all this gunk that's well, it's not that bad, but a little bit of gunk in here, a little bit of grime. Well, rip to me because my hose still isn't set up because we're still, I mean, it's March, but I guess it's been kind of cold, and plus it snowed a couple days ago. So yeah, no hosing down my valve cover for me. So now just move on and go around and clean up this surface where the other side of the gasket's going to sit with some spray 9 and paper towels. And I'll hit these 6 sides with the some gasket adhesive, and then we'll put the gasket on the valve cover. So here we go, got the gasket adhesive on. We'll let that dry, put the valve cover gasket on, keep on rolling. And before I put the new valve cover gasket on, I was watching 515 Garage, shout out to them. They said at the corners or where it drops sharply, put a little gasket cleaner on those points just as a added precaution. So I'm gonna do that in those spots. Alright, gasket adhesives haven't had a little bit of time to dry. Now the new one's looking real good in there. Make sure you don't put the old one in by mistake. That'd be a epic fail, and the internet would laugh at you, and you'd have to switch your videos to private if you ever wanted to apply for a mechanic position anywhere. Got the valve cover back on, and my circular pattern for taking the bolts out was wrong. At least I think I was reading the chart wrong. What I'm going to go with now, my circular pattern, is start here with 1, and then go 2, come over here 3, 4, 5, 6, come back in the middle, back here for 7, and then 8, 9, 10, and 11. And trusting the internet here, set my torque wrench to 55 inch-pounds, and yeah, thankfully the internet's out there, but can't always trust it, but I'm going to trust it on this one, so we'll see what happens. All the valve cover bolts are tight, so I'm going to come in here and put the tighten this bracket back down. Got that bolt in, get the other bolt. Okay. Man, I cannot wait to drive this car. I haven't driven it in a long time because it's been leaking oil. And then start putting your spark plug wires back in. It's got number 1 up front, followed by number 2, and then so on and so forth. Last but not least, number 4. Got ourselves a nice inline 4. You know, there's some 5-cylinder engines out there. It's kind of quirky, kind of cool, but you know, can't go wrong with a good old 4-cylinder. After all, it's what most of America drives, or most of the world drives, eh? Then for the PVC hose, it's easier to put on if you put on a little. And this is my transmission guy I used to work with, Rick. This is his favorite, CRC heavy duty silicone, but he says I have to call it a CRC 05074. So, what a funny guy. And this was this was the first thing I tried to take off. It took me like 5 minutes just struggling with this. Yeah, I'm gonna be struggling some more, so let me use 2 hands here. And we finally struggled and got that in there. This is one of our last pieces to put on. Put some more silicone spray on each end. Oh! Yep, those old rubber hoses. Well, looks like I'm gonna need a new one. As soon as I tried to put it on there, it just broke. The life of working on your own car, eh? So thank God for AutoZone, and this little fitting here I put in
You're gonna probably have to cut that out of your old hose, which is probably gonna be hard and brittle.
We'll go ahead, put our new hose back on, and we should be done. Hose is back on. Probably have to add a little oil because this oil's been leaking, but soon I'll be ready to drop a gear and try to disappear with my 115 or so horsepower.